Bueno, let's begin. Bienvenidos al episodio número 12 of Immersive Spanish con Cav. It's my birthday today, so I'm deciding to treat myself. I'm in a small seafood restaurant about to have lunch. I've just ordered a mixed seafood platter. Aha, here it is. Gracias. Wow, this looks amazing and exotic. So let me tell you what I've got here, and the name of each thing in Spanish. Firstly, I have prawns or shrimp. Yes, these ones have been grilled. The Spanish word for prawns is gambas. The prawns in Spanish are las gambas. Las gambas. Next, we have some squid. It's been battered and then fried. They kind of look like onion rings. In Spanish, it's very similar to the Italian dish, which is called calamari. In Spanish, to say squid, we say calamares. The squid, plural, are los calamares. Wow! Next, we have some lobster. It is impressive. To say lobster in Spanish, you would say la langosta. La langosta. To help remember this, just think of a big langoustine. Next, we have something that I have a personal vendetta against. This is a creature that I accidentally stood on whilst in the Caribbean Sea of northern Colombia. I had separated from my friends and decided to swim in a rocky area of the beach, when suddenly I felt a sharp and intense pain shoot from my foot and up to my leg. I was terrified that I had stepped on something really dangerous. I managed to stumble over to some local, friendly fishermen and pleaded with them for help. They knew exactly what to do. They doused my foot in vinegar and reassured me that I wouldn't die or lose my foot. To see a photo of the aftermath, head over to our Patreon where you can see a very embarrassing image of myself after having been stung by a massive sea urchin. The sea urchins in Spanish are called los erizos de mar. Los erizos de mar. Right, next we have some sardines. They're very easy to remember in Spanish as you just add an A on the end. They are las sardinas. Las sardinas. Now we have some clams, which in Spanish are called las almejas. Las almejas. Here we have mussels, which are los mejillones in Spanish. Los mejillones. Now, last but not least, we have oysters. In Spanish, the oysters are called las ostras. Las ostras. These oysters smell a bit fishy. That's not the best oyster I've ever had, but everything else is delicious. Now, as well as the seafood, I really like to drink wine with them. Let me take you through some wines that I think pair really well with seafood. Note that they have both the same names in English and Spanish. so you don't have to worry about not being understood. Wine defies language. The Prosecco is el Prosecco. El Prosecco. The Cava is la Cava. La Cava. The Chablis is la Sablis. La Sablis. The Pinot Grigio is el Pinot Grigio. El Pinot Grigio. The Chardonnay is la Chardonnay. La Chardonnay. Right, now it's time to test you on all the seafood names I just taught you. How do you say the prawn? La gamba. La gamba. The prawns are las gambas. Las gambas. How would you say the squid in Spanish? Los calamares. Los calamares. How would you say the lobster? La langosta. La langosta. How would you say the sea urchins? Los erizos de mar. Los erizos de mar. How would you say the sardines? Las sardinas. Las sardinas. How would you say the clams? Las almejas. Las almejas. How would you say the mussels in Spanish? Los mejillones. Los mejillones. Finally, how would you say the oysters? Las ostras. Las ostras. Right, it's time for me to get out of here. I need to go back to my hotel and get ready to hit some bars later. La cuenta, por favor. Gracias. Ooh, I must admit, I'm not feeling great. Maybe I had too much wine? Oh, I gotta go. I'll just leave the cash here on the table. Oh, goodness. I feel awful. I need to go home. Thank goodness my hotel is only across the street. Oh, I really need to go. I need to stop recording. Cut. If you want to download the transcript of this and every other Immersive Spanish podcast episode, sign up to our Patreon. With our Patreon, you will have access to all of our additional learning resources to fast-track your learning and progress. To find our Patreon, head over to immersivespanish.net. To really consolidate what you've learned, go back and repeat each episode of Immersive Spanish until you can remember all the words we've learned together. I'm thrilled to announce that I've just released another podcast for intermediate learners called Short Stories by Immersive Spanish. Here, we use sound design and music to help tell short, fun stories, entirely in Spanish. If you have enjoyed this podcast, it would really help if you could leave a rating on Spotify or write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Hasta luego, mis amigos.